Good afternoon, Robert Scribbler. It is September 4th, 2018. Thank you for joining me for another climate change and clean energy video blog. Now, for this segment, I am going to provide an update on present EV trends, particularly for the US, as we approach the announcement by Inside EVs for plug-in sales for the US market. In advance of this report, however, it's important to take a look at current trends, and it's worth noting that overall, Inside EVs is estimating that the US market will support sales of 300,000 electric vehicles during 2018, which would be a major jump over an approximate 200,000 electric vehicle sales last year. And it's also worth noting that for the month of August, Inside EVs is currently identifying an approximate 34,000 electric vehicles sold during the month of August, which would be yet another record-breaking month for electric vehicle sales in the US. Now, the primary driver of such large volume electric vehicle sales is the all clean energy producer Tesla. And I'd just like to add as a caveat that I talk a lot about climate change related impacts in my blogs and in my video blogs. And really the only way to tamp down the impacts of human-caused climate change is to transition away from fossil fuel burning and to a zero net carbon emission and eventually a net negative carbon emission human society. The faster we do this, the less climate impacts we will see, the less damage we will see, the less intensity we will see, and the less risk of catastrophic climate impacts we will see. However, it's worth noting that since we have tended to not transition to clean energy and a zero carbon emission society fast enough, we've already warmed the Earth into a dangerous range, which is between 1 and 2 degrees Celsius global warming. And unfortunately, we are already seeing impacts, as those of you who follow my video blogs and my blogs know, and as those who follow scientists know, or who are climate communicators know as well. So one of the reasons why I focus on clean energy so much is because it is a critical response to human-caused climate change. And one of the reasons why I focus on Tesla so much is because of the Tesla business model, which is a 100% clean energy business model. There's no other automaker, no other major automaker in the world that follows this model, and it's my opinion that automakers really need to step it up to put together all clean energy business models like Tesla. They don't have to be Tesla, but the all clean energy business model that Tesla has is a model for a survivable climate future. So, just to talk about Tesla. Now, Tesla is recently indicated as not hitting its goal of 6,000 Model 3s produced per week in August, although a spike in production was noted in August. But overall, Tesla Model 3 is on track for the larger third quarter goal of between 50 and 55,000 Model 3s produced during the third quarter, which would put total Tesla production in the range of around 70 to 80,000 or more electric vehicles in total, which is a massive volume of electric vehicles produced. It's also worth noting that this provides us with some idea of how many electric vehicles we will see come from Model 3 production in the US, because it implies an average monthly rate of production in the range of about 17,500 Model 3s. And since most Model 3s sell to the US market, we can expect somewhere close to that number in the US market. Now, some do sell in Canada, and it was recently noted that some European Model 3 VINs have popped up. But overall, the major market for Model 3 sales remains the US. So it's likely that we'll see in excess of 14 or 15,000 or possibly 16,000 Model 3s sold in the US during August, which would be a big driver for the predicted 33 to 34,000 electrical vehicles indicated by Inside EVs. Now, just to note some other headlines, and I'm going to go ahead and provide the links for these articles that I'm highlighting here so you can drill down deeper, is that major automakers are still not really advertising their electric vehicles. And this is interesting because electric vehicles are really selling very well, and the interest appears to be driven by word of mouth advocacy of people who are very enthusiastic about electric vehicles, in addition to just an overall comparative higher quality from electric vehicles in a number of factors vis-a-vis in traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. And this quality issue was recently highlighted by an automaker commercial for the Dodge Challenger Demon, which noted that the statement in the advertisement that the Dodge Demon was the best performance vehicle excluded non-mass production electric vehicles and non-mass production vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles. Electric vehicles which often outperform even top performers in 0 to 60 acceleration and ability to rapidly move off the line due to the ability of batteries and electric drivetrains to dump all the energy into the drivetrain almost instantaneously. And so it's worth noting that electric vehicles outperform even the top performing internal combustion engine vehicles on a number of bases, and that electric vehicle performance keeps getting better, whereas the internal combustion engine is pretty limited in the additional performance that it can eke out. One other headline that I'd like to talk with you about is the fact that the ability to charge electric vehicles rapidly is also increasing, and it's one of the areas that electric vehicles tend to lag internal combustion engine vehicles, is the ability to get a lot of energy really quick. But electric vehicles have other benefits, such as being able to plug in at home and at multiple charging locations, and overall the options for refueling for an electric vehicle are much greater than the options for refueling an internal combustion engine vehicle. The only place where you can refuel an internal combustion engine vehicle is a gas station, but you can plug in an electric vehicle anywhere there's a plug or anywhere there's a charging station of various scale. It's worth noting that GM is working on a next-gen fast charger, and there's going to be a race in the future for fast charging capability. So just some highlights with regards to the electric vehicle revolution, and a teaser for the U.S. electric vehicle total sales announcement for August. Looks like August of 2018 will either be a record month for U.S. electric vehicle sales or close to a record month. So thank you for joining me, and I will be chatting with you soon.